Some of the items sold right away, and the other items have just very slowly been selling. So I'm a little anxious about that. Of course, we want fast flips, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. I have two sales on eBay. One is in this box. The other one is on the shelf here. And I have one sale on Niknax. You know, if you've been following along what's in this box, it's the Beanie Babies. And I sold another set of them. And on this side of my shelves, I sold this chop plate. So now I have to get all of these items off of it so I can take this up. Now let's go grab my Niknax sale. I did another late night pop-up Niknax Alive sale. I'm starting to phase out the Christmas items, and I had somebody ask me about something that was in my Buy It Now, and it was this little trinket box. I told them, I just happened to mention, I'm like, oh, by the way, if it's in my Buy It Now, it might be up here with me and I can show it to you. And the person right away was like, can I see this trinket box? So I brought out this one, and that one, just so she could see them all that I have left. Oh, and then there's this one. And she bought this one. I'm going to start with this chop plate. See that beautiful blue floral pattern on it? It's trimmed in platinum. This is Mikasa Fine China. It's dressed in rose, and it's L9009. It says made in Japan. I bought a 54-piece set of dishes. It was the biggest amount of dishes I ever bought at one time. It worked out to be, and it was $50 for the whole set, and it works out to be about 93 cents a piece. As you saw, the little stacks that are left down there, and I have the teacups and saucers. I have quite a few pieces left, but I sold a bunch of it already, including this plate. I'm now more than double my money, so pretty happy about that. Some of the items sold right away, and the other items have just very slowly been selling. So I'm a little anxious about that. Of course, we want fast flips, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Still happy about the sale. So I paid 93 cents for this, and I sold it for $12.15 plus shipping. My other eBay sale is the little Thai Beanie Babies. These are the ornaments. Look, that one's an angel. It's got wings. There was so many different ways. I could have put like all the brown bears together, all the angels together. I have a bunch of these, a bunch of the holly ones, and then I have, the blue ones. But I decided to put 4 different ones together in 6 sets, and I've been selling them off as that. So this is the 3rd set to sell. I have 3 more to go. My daughter got these at the bins. She paid 51 cents for all 4 of them because it goes by weight. And I sold this set for $14.99 free shipping. And this is the trinket box that I sold on Niknax. It's not marked. It has this pretty blue and yellow floral pattern on the top of it. I paid $2.54 for the trinket box, and I sold it for $8 plus shipping on Niknax.net. So this is the items that are going out today, unless I sell any more items. I wait to ship till later in the day for in case I get another sale. I am back in the cupboard because I have a sale on Etsy. And again, it's not Pooh Bear. He's not listed on Etsy anyways. but I sold 2 of the Indiana Cubist glasses. After I was done filming these items, I went to have coffee with my friend. It's her birthday today, so we went and had toasted coconut lattes. They were so good. When I came back from that, I had this sale on Etsy. I paid $3.74 for the pair, and I sold them for $18.39 plus shipping. I have 4 left. I'm selling them in sets of 2. I have 2 sold on eBay, and one is this dish right here. I have a whole box of this particular set upstairs, but I only listed a couple pieces out of it. I got to get the rest of that listed. Let me get the bowl out so I can show it to you. For the whole big set of dishes, there's teacups and saucers. There's a lot of serving pieces like this one. I paid $18.75. Without actually going to that box and going through everything and trying to figure it out, I kind of looked at what I had set out on my bed here, that in this bedroom, that I was getting ready to list but haven't listed yet, to try to figure out how many lots I have. And it's going to be roughly 10 listings. So that would make this, like, rounding up $1.88. That, you know, the costs of it. And I sold it for $25.24 plus shipping on eBay. The pattern name is called Regina. Let me show you the back of it. It is Nortaki, Japan. Actually, Nippon. Let me correct myself. Nippon, which means it was made back in the early 1900s, like before 1920. So this is over 100 years old. That was another reason why I picked it up, is that it said Nippon. There is a little bit of wear, but I'm sure this was used back in the day, and then it just became display after that. I'm happy it's going to a new home. I have such eclectic sales because the other sold is this yarn. Oh, let me get it out of there, and then I'll show it to you. This is the last lot of the alpaca yarn. Oh, one almost fell off the edge there. And initially I was calling this like a mustard color, and then I was looking at it and I'm like, that's not really like mustard or dark mustard. It's like brown. It's like a light brown, dark tan. It's so hard to describe the color of this, but I had somebody get a hold of me and ask me some questions about it. I answered that person's questions, and then somebody liked the yarn, so I sent an offer. So each lot out of that big bag of alpaca yarn, this is that Barocco alpaca yarn, cost me, each lot was 61 cents, and I sold this for $7.14 plus shipping. I'm always on the lookout for yarn. I don't always find it. So when I saw this and some of my other mystery bags of yarn that I found along the way, I was so happy to find yarn, because it is hard to find yarns, especially full skeins. I just got lucky that this was all together. If this was by itself, I wouldn't have bought it because I wouldn't have known what it was. But being that it was all lotted up with all of that other alpaca yarn, and some of the tags were in there and gave me a lot more information, I felt more comfortable picking up that whole bag. So I paid $6.74 for that whole bag of yarn, and I made $83.86 selling all of the lots. There was 11 lots. So I'm just so happy for that. So easy to list, ship, and store, just like the flatware. I'm listing this item on all of my platforms, and then I'm cross-posting these little porcelain doll figurines, ornaments to Niknax.net. I was listing things up onto Niknax because I wanted to add some new items to my live sales. And then I heard a cha-ching right as I finished the last item. And it's this covered butter dish. I love that it has a cow on it, and the flowers is so pretty. It's got that stoneware look to it. It's made by International, which I'm always looking for that brand, that maker. See, it says stoneware, made in Japan, definitely vintage. They make lots and lots of different patterns. I recently showed you in one of my Thrift With Me haul videos where I had gotten some dishes that match this. They were bowls. And then I showed you the whole box of other random items that I had that matched the ones that I got at the thrift store. And this was in that box. And that was free from a house cleanup from another friend of mine who is a realtor, and they had bought a property, a rental property, and they needed to clear out everything out of that property before they put a tenant in there. So she gave me all these dishes for free. So no cost into this, and I sold it for $13.94 plus shipping on eBay. My friend and I, we just use the proceeds to go out on. We get coffee or go to our favorite place for happy hour. I tried something new with my Niknax live sales last night. I decided to do a fast-paced 30-minute show, and I made sure to put that into my title. I said that it was going to be vintage variety and Christmas items, and I sold 4 items, which makes me pretty happy. Sometimes you can do a whole show for an hour or two and only sell 4 items, so I was pretty happy with that, and I was able to enjoy the rest of my evening. I sold these plates, and let's see if I can get the other item. Oh, I'm going to have to move things around. Let me put this down here. I sold this Fiesta teacup and saucer. I sold this little teapot ornament. And this restaurant ware creamer. I do mention in the shows that there's combined shipping, which means if you buy something such as the plates, and then you buy another item and another item, it's not like the shipping on this and the shipping on this and the shipping on this is just all added up. That would be way too much for shipping, because as you can see, and ironically, the same person bought the plates and those 2 items. I'm going to be able to ship this all in one box. So the shipping isn't going to be as much. So with combined shipping that Niknax allows you to do, it's like automatic. It automatically figures it out. It will only incrementally increase the shipping based on the items that you buy. So if you buy the little one first, and then the big one, and then another little one, it doesn't matter. It does all of the math for you and completes the checkout process without the seller having to get involved, which is pretty nice, or the buyer to get involved. There's no like, hey, can you give me money back for, the shipping or anything like that. So that's really nice and convenient. This was bought separately by a different person out of my Buy It Now. This item and this item sold on auction to the same person, and then she bought this out of the Buy It Now, which is kind of nice too. She wanted to get her combined shipping and get as many items as she could, and so she was able to get all 3 items. And then this is a set of 2 luncheon plates. Let me show them to you. I gotta get my fingers under there. These are hummingbirds with the trumpet flower on them, with the frosted edges. my nephew, Daniel from Daniel's Deal Den, we were down in Maryland at a Goodwill, and he picked these up, and he gave them, he goes, "You're going to want these." And he gave them to me. They're made by Avon, and they're 24% leaded crystal. So she's getting both of those. Fiesta teacup and saucer. And this is that little, it's fine porcelain, hand painted, signed by the artist there. Little teapot ornament. And then of course this is the Shenango China restaurant ware. Little creamer. I love this because it's like a personal little creamer. Doesn't have a handle or anything. For the 4 items, my cost of goods is $5.72, and I sold them for $24 plus shipping. I also have a sale on Etsy. Let's go get that. I sold another of the butterfly gold mixing bowls by Pyrex. And let's see if I can move this over here. I'm gonna put that down behind me. And this is the one that sold. So I only have the middle one left. Well, I only had 3 out of the 4 bowls. You know, it's yellow, white, and I sold the white one, which was the largest one. So there would be another white one between these in terms of sizes. I just love butterfly gold. I paid 67 cents for the bowl, and I sold it for $9 plus shipping on Etsy. It is the smallest one, which is sometimes the hardest one for people to find. I pick these up every time I see them if they're in good condition, because I know people are looking to complete their sets. They don't always sell for a lot. I still pick them up, especially if I can get them for a good price. I sold something out of this stack, and you're probably wondering, why are these together and then why is this like this? That's because this is a separate listing. I did these as a matching set of 4 with 4, and I had 2 extra plates. And these aren't in the best of condition, so I wanted to list them up and discount them a bit versus these. Wow, don't those look pretty on the blue background? I'm always changing the background in my light box here. That red really pops. Now this is more of an orange red than the blue red. And these are called red poppies. This is from Pier 1. And there it is, poppies. Hand-painted earthenware. So Pier 1 items are popular. So don't discount them because you're like, oh, that's so recent. It's not so recent. They were around for a long time, and people love the designs. I used to love going in that store. So here's the condition issues. A couple little chips on the plates there. On that one. Maybe this one, maybe it's just that one. Maybe just a couple little chips on that plate right there. You can barely see it with the design. It's got that Moriage, or I'm not Moriage, Majolica. I always get those 2 words mixed up. Majolica, when it has that 3D effect. I found these when I was thrifting in Maryland with my nephew, Daniel, from Daniel's Deal Den. I did pay up for the Pier 1 plates. I'm expecting to get a lot more on the other plates and bowls I just showed you a second ago. So I paid $4.16 for just these 2 plates, but because that one is damaged, I discounted them and I only sold them for $9.53 plus shipping on eBay. My nephew Daniel was able to source a whole bunch of Pier 1 glasses. I believe they were barware, maybe wine glasses or something like that. They were really pretty and super designed, like the design was really neat on them. He sold them for so much money. You can always go on eBay and search for Pier 1 glasses and then filter for solds, highest to lowest, and then you can see what is the best items to pick up. So he made a lot of money off of those. And although I didn't make a lot of money on these, and I just said that Pier 1 is something to pick up, that's because this one, that one, has some chips on it. I'm definitely going to make a lot more money on the remaining plates and bowls. And then when I was thrifting with my daughter, when we went from Ohio back up into Michigan, I was looking around at the plates and this and that, and I'm putting random things in my cart. I turn around to look at somebody else's cart who was near me, and guess what she had in her cart? These. She had these exact plates and bowls, and then she was looking them up, and I almost was going to say, yeah, they're keepers. I didn't want to, engage with that person, but isn't that funny? I could have got more of them. I would have been so happy. But, you snooze, you lose kind of thing. I didn't see them before she did. She might have already had them in her cart before I even had a chance to see them. But I was like, if she puts those back, I'm definitely picking them up. She didn't, so I missed out.